Hey there, I'm Vinox, and in this video, I'm gonna turn Pokemon into my singing monsters. Along with MSM, Pokemon has truly held a very special place in my heart. I loved collecting the cards and playing all the new games that were released, and I've wanted to turn Pokemon into MSM for quite some time now, and here we are. In this 3-episode series, each elemental type, not including the stellar type, will get its own monster, represented by a random Pokemon of said type. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First, we need an island for these Poké Monsters to go. I started off this island design with the background. I wanted to recreate the inside of a Poké Center, so I used the inside of Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum's Poké Center to get an idea of what the inside should look like. Then, after rendering the background, I added the street so that the background would look less boring and to fill the space. I even added the little pink pot. After rendering the tree, I went on to render the actual island part of this island design. I wanted it to look like the front desk of the Pokemon Center, so I made the outside of the island indent a little bit. This island design was very fun to make, and honestly, I'm very proud of it. It is one of the best things I think I've ever drawn in my entire life, and I'm so glad that it's being used for this project. Then, after rendering the island, I decided that I should fill up the space on the right side, and I did so by drawing the PC on the right side, just for some symmetry but also not complete symmetry. There's things on the left and the right and the islands in the middle, you know, that's pretty good symmetry I guess. And after rendering the PC, it was done. And overall, I think this island is perfect for our new Pokemon monsters, which brings us to our first Pokemon monster, Klefki. I chose Klefki as the fairy type because it's one of my closest friends' favorite Pokemon. Also, it fits really well with the sound I came up for it. I've also loved the little guy as well. They're really silly, and I was super excited to turn this guy into a monster. For this design, I wanted Klefki to be super cute, so thanks to my concept artist, AquaMari, for concepting all but one of the monsters. Mari did a great job of portraying Klefki as a monster, and so all I had to do was render it. Fun fact, this Klefki is actually the first ever monster I've properly rendered. You can very much tell it's my first, but I'm still very proud to call this my first fan-made monster. Meet Keymaster, the Key Monster. Using its keys that seem to resemble certain holy friends, this monster is able to produce various tuned percussion that will make anyone's day. The Keymaster is also a bit of a trickster and loves to play pranks on everyone at the center. And speaking of various tuned percussion, I suppose I haven't even told you all what the song is gonna be. There's so many Pokemon songs out there, and I didn't want to choose a main song. I wanted to choose one that I loved. The Friends theme from X and Y. And if you don't know it, here's a little snippet. This theme has always been one of my favorites, and I've actually wanted to make a cover of it for quite some time now, and I figured that this is the best time to finally do so. This song will be based on the Friends theme from X and Y. And now we can listen to Keymaster sounds. The next Pokemon I've turned into a monster is Ogreon, representing the grass type. Again, huge props to AquaMari for the concept. I was so excited when I first saw it. This guy is so adorable and also so nervous at the same time. And the reason I chose Ogreon is because Ogreon is one of my top 5 Pokemon of all time. When I first played the Scarlet and Violet DLC for the first time, I fell in love with Ogreon. It was so cute, and the story behind it was also really awesome to see and just go through. For me, picking Ogreon as the grass type representative was a no-brainer. Meet Ponda, the anxious monster. Ponda is a quiet but silly monster. They are super shy around anyone they haven't met before, but as it spends time with others, it grows to appreciate and have fun with them. It's also very fond of masks and other accessories. Its favorite mask is supposedly dubbed the Teal Mask. Now, let's check out how they sound. The next Pokemon that has been MSMified is Clodsire, representing the ground type. I chose Clodsire as the ground type because he is maybe the most silly, stupid, and dumb idiot in the entire Pokemon universe. And I love him for that. He is so silly, and I just knew while drawing this I would have a fun time animating it. And fun fact, Clodsire, well, I suppose Paldean Wooper, was the first Pokemon I caught in my Scarlet and Violet playthrough. Of course, you get your starter for the first time, but you don't really catch them. The first Pokemon I caught was Paldean Wooper, which I named Pooper. And that's why I chose Clodsire to represent the ground type. Meet Basire, the mud monster. This monster is quite a handful. It will constantly try to get mud on all the other monsters at the center. Thankfully, it fails to do so, since every other monster is easily able to run or float away at any attempt. You may think this would lead to the other monsters hating this guy, but this monster's face is too silly not to love. Now let's hear their sounds. Next up, we have our Steel-type representative, Metagross. I chose Metagross because 1, when picking the monsters, I wanted to have at least one Pokemon from each generation, and I didn't have a Generation 3 Pokemon yet, so I picked them. But also, Metagross really fits with the sound I came up with. If you're wondering how I came up with the sounds, basically, I just made the song without monsters in mind. Then I assigned each instrument a type, and I gave the drums to the steel type, and Metagross really fit with drums. They were the obvious pick here. Towards the end here, you may see me render a few steel ball things like that are sitting on top of the Metagross. These did not make the final design, unfortunately, and I did that because they just didn't feel necessary or needed at all, and they also weren't really related to the Pokemon. Like, the Beldums, those are like the two front legs, at least those are kind of related to Metagross, but those two top ball things just weren't really related, so they did not make the final cut. Meet Alabroad, the Iron Leg Monster. Although the Alabroad may seem and look scary, it is actually quite the opposite. This monster loves to help everyone around the center. Its multiple limbs help it multitask many different things at many different times, and its ability to detect the perfect solution to a problem comes in handy a lot. If any monster in the center is having a hard time, no doubt the Alabroad will come to its aid. Now let's check out their sounds. Now, we have Lapras, obviously representing the water type. Lapras is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon along with Ogreon. My first Pokemon game was Let's Go Pikachu, and riding Lapras for the first time was an experience I will never forget. Also, just like Metagross, Lapras really fitted with the sound I chose for the water type. Meet Flippopan, the Flip monster. This monster always seems to get trapped inside of its own shell, so much to the point where it's gotten used to its new home and may stay there permanently. Legend says that this monster nearly went to extinction, but a little boy had bred thousands of Flippopans and released them out to the wild, saving them from extinction. Now, let's check out their sounds. And last but not least, to end off Wave 1 of Pokemon and MSM, we have Banette. Banette is one of the most underrated Pokemon in the entire game. He's so freaking cool, and I just wish he was appreciated more. Shiny's absolute buns, but it's fine, I guess. For this design, I decided to grab parts from both regular and Mega Banette. Also, I should say, this guy was absolutely horrible to rig. But enough complaining, let's go meet them. Meet Marpionette, the puppet monster. Marpionette really loves old cartoony shows, and that's very apparent in how it plays its sound. The classic piano key mouth is the thing it loves most. It loves to entertain no matter how scared others are of it. Now let's hear their sounds. Before we head into the full song, I'd just like to take a moment to ask you guys to subscribe. These videos take a lot of time and a lot of effort, and a subscription is the biggest way to show your thanks. 21% of my viewers who watch these videos are actually subscribed, and I'd like the number to go up a little bit. We're super close to 4,000 subscribers as well, so I'd like to hit that soon. We just hit 3,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. I've been popping off recently, so I cannot thank you enough, but just please hit the subscribe button. And now, let's head into the full song.